Here I am back in the studio again. You can see it playing in the background there. Thought I'd take a break and just bring you up to date on what our second session with Tim Perry is going to entail. Wow, man, this just is going deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole of the altcoin world. I'll tell you, man, he's going to tell us in this session about altcoins and how many there are and how to keep your coins safe and what the heck is a MetaMask wallet. Anyway, learn that out after the interview with him. Interesting stuff. And maybe, just maybe, something a little about what Cardano is versus Ethereum. So anyway, folks, have a look in the description below. We have links for BlockFi, BitBuy, and, maybe even MetaMask and Uniswap. Well, I got to get back to it. Hope you enjoyed this session. Welcome back, everyone. We're back here on the Hair Curler Chronicles, and after our first round with Tim Perry, we are here for round two. And without further ado, I guess tonight the topic is going to be altcoins, something that I personally, I don't think Nancy and I know anything about, and it's brand new, but it certainly is in the lights and headlights of the media right now and celebrities right now. So, Nance, why don't you maybe start it off?
Perfect. Hi, Tim. Welcome back. Really happy to have you today.
Right
on. Okay, so I have tons of questions about altcoins. First and foremost, how many altcoins are there out there?
So there's obviously discrepancies amongst different platforms that are telling you how much, but you've got basically probably between 600 to 8,500 cryptocurrencies.
Whoa.
My gosh. Okay, and so you I know you've referred to us as the normies before, and because we don't understand this world. So if you were us and or any new person, what would be like your first steps to trying to figure this world out? Like, what would you do to jump in on this? I know you had friends that were in this world, and so how does a person swim through this muck and mire?
If you're definitely just getting into crypto, the biggest advice I have is to learn about the safety, how to keep all your money safe, to be aware of websites that are fake, that are going to try to steal your passwords so they can steal your coins, stuff like that. Keeping your passwords in safe spots, not on any electronic devices. That would be my first step for even before you learn anything about crypto, is just learning to navigate the atmosphere with safety.
Where did you go to learn that? Like, what was your first, like, did you just, because you had friends that were in this world, did they just tell you how to go to those places?
I had no friends in it. I was the school of hard knocks. I taught myself. I obviously hours of YouTube tutorials, and then obviously the biggest way is I learned through my own mistakes. I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. I've had $10,000 US disappear because I pressed one wrong number. I've been in coins that obviously took off and ran with my money and they were a scam. Like, I've been through it all. So that's why I'm here to advocate, like, number one, to protect your money. And if you protect your money, you'll actually make a lot more just by protecting it.
Oh, that's awesome. We started off and we had a bit of a scam one too. And but I still believed in it so much that we kept going with it. So I understand what you mean. And I think because that happened to us, we're much more wary of things now.
I mean, there's things in the real world, right? So it's
yeah. Tim, the best lessons are honestly the ones where you've made some horrendous mistake and it's been painful, because then you don't do those again. You do not do those again.
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Tim, what did you have a question?
I think when you're talking about the potential of something not being right and being a scam, is there any truth to say be very, very careful about, I guess, an altcoin that is being promoted, but you can go to their website and purchase it? Like, aren't the legit ones, like, straighten me out on that. Is it that you go through the exchange to purchase the altcoin,
No,
or can you
it
go right to
depends.
someone's website?
You can have some cryptos are just having something called a pre-sale before they even hit the market. So they would then issue that on their own website and stuff like that. But even, I mean, many exchanges now are far more attuned to making sure that we're not just going to add a new coin, because the high probability is that coin's either A, not going to be around for long, or B, is a fraud. So yeah, you got to be really careful.
Okay, so that brings me to the next question. So there's when I got my purple book of ideas. Everybody, I write all my stuff down in here. So when we look at a company like Binance,
right,
versus Uniswap, what's the difference between those two? I think you once told me one's a centralized exchange and one's a decentralized exchange. So what does that mean exactly?
So anything that's centralized has something that runs it, right? Like most of these cryptocurrencies that say that they're decentralized aren't decentralized, because if the CEO or someone, bows out or they call it quits, that coin doesn't function anymore. So it's not really that decentralized. Whereas something like Bitcoin and stuff like this, it's autonomous, right? It's just running on its own kind of thing. So Binance, which is an example of a centralized exchange, it has obviously a CEO, and it has a normal market structure that you would relate to a stock market, in which you'd go and you'd see the ticker and all the buys and the sells and all the orders and stuff like this. A decentralized exchange can be as simple as saying what crypto you want, saying what crypto you're using to buy for that crypto, and just hitting swap. And then it does all the work for you. And basically people like you and I can provide our own liquidity, because that's why centralized exchanges are usually needed, because you need a market maker to make sure that there's a market, right, and get liquidity for people to move money in and out and not be stuck in a coin. But with these decentralized exchanges now, they're doing what are called liquidity locks. So you can actually have enough liquidity locked that can't be moved, and you can actually track it through another website to make sure it's legit. And therefore you can trade in and out, and you never have to have your money on an exchange either. You can get something what's called a MetaMask that works with multiple platforms now, and you can literally trade in and out of your wallet, so you never have to sit your money on an exchange.
What's a MetaMask?
MetaMask is a wallet, and it's an extension found in your Chrome browser. It's my personal favorite for any wallet. It houses anything that's on the Ethereum platform, which makes up basically 4,000 probably plus coins. But now it's added the Binance Smart Chain, which is a decentralized chain that Binance is working on, similar to Uniswap. And you can add different chains like that, because obviously Bitcoin is its own blockchain. So you can't hold, unfortunately, Bitcoin on your MetaMask, but you can hold multiple other coins.
I heard, and I don't know what truth there is to it, because I mean, as we're armchair athletes, if you will, but that Uniswap made up 20% of the Ethereum chain.
I mean, it certainly is possible. I don't know. I can't peg those stats, but just to give you an example, there was this fad about a year or 2 years ago called crypto kitties. And it was an NFT type thing of these just random little cats. To me, this doesn't make much sense. That were going for hundreds of thousands of dollars if they bred with other cats. And it would bog down the entire Ethereum system. And it would take hours to move your Ethereum. And it also, Ethereum runs on something called gas. So essentially, just like you need gas to run your food from place to place, Ethereum's the same way. And as Ethereum gets more popular, as the price of the token goes up, the gas goes up. But these are problems that are currently being worked on being solved, that will still, in my opinion, keep Ethereum as the top platform to build on.
So speaking of that, a lot of what's been in the news lately is this Cardano is the thing that everybody is now saying is going to outpace Ethereum. What's your thoughts on this? Just your thoughts.
Right. So obviously, one thing that I learned the hard way, and when I first got in, was that Ethereum was the Bitcoin killer. And then obviously when you learn that Bitcoin will always be king, then you hear that, you know, these new platforms is going to be the Ethereum killer. And who's to say, right? History does always eventually triumph. You know, one old notion dies and another does reign. So who's to say what could come? But it probably won't be Cardano, because in my opinion, Cardano is a coin that has been around since 2017 roughly. And it hasn't had a lot of progress in terms of development for being a platform that developers want to build on. You know, people still are going to Ethereum, and now you see very fast that you do see the Binance Smart Chain, that is the decentralized. Well, it's still centralized in a sense, but lots of people are building off that because fees are cheap and they have smart contracts, which Cardano has yet to provide.
I think the one thing that I've been hearing, and I could be totally wrong, but is that I think the attraction, other than the public celebrity hype, is that Cardano's fees are cheaper. And that the head of the CEO or whatever of Cardano was one of the startups of Ethereum. So, you know, what's he, well, of course, what's he going to do? He's going to go for the knees on Ethereum, right? So, so it's quite interesting to see that. I mean, I agree with you. I think there's room in the sandbox for everyone to play. And I think I think once the ETH2 comes out, I was watching something on that today about how they're it's complicated and stuff, but it's the gas fees that are hurting Ethereum right now, from what I'm understanding, and it's also the processing speed of it. It's like 15 things per second, whereas they want to make that like a Cardano can do it in a tenth of the time type of deal right now. So okay, so it's just fast right now. So okay, good for you, you know. But
there's so many other platforms other than Cardano, though, that are doing what Ethereum and Cardano are doing, that are already light years ahead of, you know, Cardano, right? Mm-hmm. So like Binance Smart Chain. I mean, the Binance coin has literally, that is the main coin that kind of is backing all this. I mean, it's gone up like 700% in the last month just because the chain took off so fast.
Wow.
So,
wow.
So when we talk about coins, for instance, coins are not, like, I think this is the thing that causes people confusion, or normies confusion. Coins are just representing, they're borderline like calling it a stock, right? It's just a new term for a stock. Is that correct? Is that how you would describe it, or are they actual coins?
You could definitely, I've always said this, and I still hold this true. Most of the coins out there in crypto aren't necessary. You know, what you need, and this is where I always tell anyone who is looking to go outside the top coins and search for the diamonds or in the rough kind of thing, is to find a coin that has utility, to make sure that that coin is necessary to provide, you know, an appreciation in the price over time. You need some sort of reason for these people to hold on to the coins, or else they're just going to treat it like a play, right? Like a hype marketed, well-marketed coin.
So what I'm hoping that we can do is get you to come back, Tim. And I want, the next time we talk to you, what I want to do is I want to get your take on your top 5 favorite coins. And so we'll give you some time to think about that, and then why they're your favorite coins, to sort of help us understand, and then maybe where you buy your coins. So thanks so much for popping on with us tonight. We really, really appreciate it.
That's awesome. Great. Thanks, Tim. All right.
Cheers.
Well, that brings to a close the second part of our chat with Tim Perry. Man, there was some interesting stuff in there. You know, it's just mind-boggling, this whole crypto world. You know, Nancy and I started off on this journey just keeping to our lane with Bitcoin and Ethereum and thinking, wow, there's a lot to know about that, and to try and keep your head straight with the terms and all that. And it's like, then we go into the world and down the rabbit hole of altcoins, and holy Toledo, good grief, there goes a Pandora's box we'll never close again. Anyway, folks, coming up in our next session with Tim, he's going to give us his top 5 picks of his altcoins. Stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button so we get across the YT network and people know who we are and what we're doing and having some fun learning about altcoins. and hit that little bell so you never miss one of our episodes. Thanks for tuning in.